Alright, so I'm going to show you how to paint your rock for our rock garden. The first thing you're going to need to do is take this rock, it's going to be dirty and dusty. Take it over to the sink, run it under some water, and rub it with your hands. And then you're going to get a paper towel and dry it off. The rock will dry pretty quickly. You're going to throw your paper towel in the trash can, not a recycle bin. And then you can use a Sharpie marker to draw your design on the rock first. And I made the handout for you to look at if you need it. And the Sharpie isn't going to be perfect on the rock because the rock is still dirty even though you wiped it off with water. But it's just going to give you some guidelines of where you're going to add your color. Don't push real hard with the Sharpie. It'll ruin the tip. This rock is rough, so pressing hard with the Sharpie will act like sandpaper that eats away at the tip of the marker. And we want to be able to use these markers for the whole project. All the students. So don't press real hard. So there is my design. You're going to get a small and medium paintbrush, and we're going to be using acrylic paint. Acrylic paint does not come out of your clothing. It will not. It's permanent. And we have to use this permanent paint because these rocks are going to be outside. So please be careful. Wear an apron. I'm only going to put a small amount in the trays. If you want to mix the colors and make your own color, you'll do it in the middle. But don't be wasteful of the paint. It is expensive. And you're going to use a small or medium paintbrush to paint in your design. And you can paint over the permanent marker, or you can leave it there so it can be seen. And I'm going to try and leave my permanent marker here so that my paint has a black outline. You cannot do permanent marker after you add the paint. You can only do permanent marker before. If you do permanent marker after the paint, you're going to get the paint on the tip of the permanent marker, and it cannot be used anymore once that paint is dry. So please be respectful of our supplies and only use the permanent marker at the beginning before you start painting. And I want you to paint as neatly as possible. And you're only going to paint the top and sides of the rock. You won't paint the bottom of the rock, because we won't see the bottom of the rock. These rocks will be laid in our rock garden face up for everybody to see. And this is going to be a school-wide collaboration. Everybody's going to do one rock for the garden. And you want to do your best, because your best is going to be out there with everybody else's best. So I'm finding that this small paintbrush is doing a really good job. I might not use the medium paintbrush, I'm not sure. So when you change colors, try to get as much of that paint off the tip of your paintbrush. Rinse, and then you definitely want to dry it off because you want your paint to be as bright and vibrant as possible. I'm going to go ahead and try to use this medium paintbrush and see if that works too. This is a larger area to paint, so this medium paintbrush works pretty well. Okay, so I have some smaller areas right here. I'm going to get the red in, so I changed to a smaller paintbrush. Just get that small detail. And there is my finished painted rock for the rock garden. Rinse my paintbrush off, dry it off. This will be set out to dry, and we'll get some clear coat to go over the top of it to protect the paint.